Right now, the world runs on burning things: coal, oil, gas. It is destroying the climate, it is running out, and it powers everything. Your lights, your phone, your hospital, everything. What if there was a source of energy so powerful that a single gallon of seawater could replace 300 gallons of gasoline? That source exists. It is called fusion, and for 70 years, we could not make it work. Until now.
150 million degrees. This is what it looks like when you try to hold a star.
The sun fuses 600 million tons of hydrogen every second. 70 years trying to build a box that can do the same thing. This is what happens inside that box. Plasma hits 150 million degrees. 10 times hotter than the sun's core, it writhes, destabilizes, and slams into the wall. Billions of dollars of equipment gone in milliseconds. A costly, destructive failure. The old answer: build bigger. ITER, a 20 billion euro project. 2 decades in the making. 5 billion in overruns. 0 watts of fusion power produced. A monumental, ongoing challenge. 30 years away for 70 years. The same promise, year after year. Then a team asked a different question. What if the answer isn't a bigger reactor? What if the answer is a smarter one? A reactor that thinks. February 2022. DeepMind and the Swiss Plasma Center, published in Nature. 19 magnetic coils of the TCV Tokamak are controlled by a deep reinforcement learning AI. It trained entirely in simulation, never touched a real plasma, tested on the real reactor. AI held plasma shapes no human had ever achieved. Then it did something unexpected, created 2 separate plasmas orbiting each other, inside the same chamber. Simultaneously, first time in history. Controlling plasma is half the problem. Losing control kills a fusion reactor. Milestone figured out how to see it coming. February 2024. Published in Nature. AI predicts tearing mode instabilities, the #1 cause of disruptions. 300 milliseconds before they happen. Enough time to adjust plasma, prevent collapse. The AI intervenes, preventing disaster. A new era of control begins. Then DeepMind built the third piece, Thorax, an open-source plasma simulator. 72 hours on a supercomputer, now 30 seconds on a laptop. Differentiable AI traces cause and effect, learning directly from the simulation. Testing thousands of reactor designs in minutes, not days. Rapid iteration for fusion. Control, prediction, simulation. For the first time in 70 years, we don't just contain the plasma, we understand it. Understanding plasma is one thing. Proving net energy gain is everything. That's the moment everything changes. And that moment already happened. December 5th, 2022. 192 lasers hit a target smaller than a peppercorn. For a fraction of a second, conditions at the center of the sun existed on Earth. 2.05 megajoules in, 3.15 megajoules out, more energy produced than consumed. First time in human history. April 2025, they did it again. 8.6 megajoules, nearly 3 times the first record. 2.5 years apart. The curve isn't linear, it's exponential. The race has left the government labs. Commonwealth Fusion Systems, 2 billion raised, partnered with Google DeepMind, building SPARC with magnets. Target, net positive fusion, late 2026. Helion Energy has signed first commercial agreement with Microsoft. Delivery target 2028. $9.8 billion in private capital. Is now chasing this. 50 companies worldwide. ITER, 20 billion euros, 35 countries, 2 decades. A monument to bureaucracy. CFS, 1 company, 1 AI partner, 5 years. The same pattern that happened with space is happening with fusion. The startups are outrunning the governments, and the finish line they're racing toward. isn't just a lab experiment. It's this. One fusion plant, 400 megawatts, powers 1 million homes. The fuel is deuterium, extracted from ordinary seawater. 1 gallon of seawater contains the energy equivalent of 300 gallons of gasoline. The ocean holds enough fuel to power civilization for 4 billion years. Not a typo, 4 billion. With unlimited cheap energy, desalinate seawater at scale. The biggest barrier to solving California's drought, the energy cost, disappears. Run direct air carbon capture that's actually cost-effective. Power vertical farms that feed 10 billion without farmland. Produce green hydrogen for shipping and aviation. Every one of these technologies exists today. They only lack cheap energy. Fusion is that energy. Fusion doesn't just change energy, it changes geopolitics. When any country can pull unlimited fuel from the ocean, oil leverage disappears. Energy independence stops being a slogan and becomes physics. But the implications don't stop at Earth. A chemical rocket takes 7 months to reach Mars. A fusion drive, continuous thrust, not coasting, could do it in 30 days. The same physics that powers a star can push a ship across the solar system. NASA and private contractors are already designing the engines. The fuel problem? Solved. Deuterium from seawater, loaded before launch. Fusion doesn't just change Earth, it opens the solar system. Mars growing ahead. The solar system awaits. Fusion-powered probes to Europa's ocean, to Enceladus, to the Kuiper Belt. For 60 years, our reach has been limited by how much fuel we can carry. Fusion means the fuel is the destination. Hydrogen is everywhere in the universe. The range limit disappears. Humanity's reach extends. The universe awaits.
Now, honesty.
Materials that survive years of neutron bombardment don't exist yet. Second, tritium breeding at commercial scale, unsolved. And third, continuous operation for months, unproven. These are not small problems, but every one of those problems now has a team, funding, and a deadline. The timeline has collapsed from maybe never to this decade, and the AI gets better every single month. Look at the data. 1958, first Tokamak built. Plasma lasts microseconds. 1997, jet produces 16 megawatts for 1 second. 2022, DeepMind controls plasma with AI. NIF achieves ignition. 2024, AI predicts disruptions 300 milliseconds early. 2025, 8.6 megajoules. DeepMind and CFS partner. 2026, SPARC assembly. Helion signs with Microsoft. Notice the gaps getting shorter. We spent the 20th century splitting atoms and burning fossils. Brute force energy for a brute force era. The 21st century will be different. Not because we found a new thing to burn, but because we taught an intelligence to hold a star. The machine learned, and now the star holds steady.
If this is the kind of science that matters to you, data, not hype, subscribe. Next week, the AI that's making solar energy cheaper than water. This is Vital Horizon.